I'm poised and excited to take you on the walkthrough process of setting up your first SyndSocial white label portal. SyndSocial white label portals allows you to rake in money as your own brand product. So join me as I take you on the 7 easy steps of setting up SyndSocial as your choice brand product. First step, you register a domain and host it with either JustHost, Bluehost, GoDaddy, and a host of several service providers we have in the industry. You could choose the domain name. You could choose the domain name such as Social Traffic. That's social traffic in full. But you could have it as social traffic to add some flair into the entire service provision you would want to set up on. Then the second option is you accessing the cPanel area of your account. You can access the cPanel area of your account if you choose to register an account with either Bluehost, GoDaddy, or any of the service providers. Most of them have their cPanels which are easily accessed through www.socialtraf, that's your domain name.com, whatever your extension if it's .net, you have it as a / followed by the word cPanel. Once you have that, a login interface will pop up and you log in with your user parameters that has been given to you, as well as your password that has been given to you upon registering your domain and getting it hosted. Once you get that done, the next step will be accessing your domain public HTML root directory. That is the directory that carries the entire files that becomes visible whenever you log on to your address bar www.socialtraf.com. The next process which you can adopt is either creating a subdomain if you want your main domain or your parent domain, which is the www.socialtraf.com, to become a marketing page. Then you could have your SyndSocial white label portal installed on a subdomain. All of these you can get it done from your cPanel work area, which I'm also going to show you. To access all of these areas or to access your files, you also have to visit the file manager tool. This tool you can find on your cPanel work area. And the fourth point which you have to do, you have to go back to the cPanel file manager to upload your SyndSocial white label package. There's a package that is given to you at your members download area. Once you have that, you go straight to your file manager on your cPanel, select the uploaded package to extract once you've uploaded it. The next 6 steps you do is to open your web browser and access the URL of your extracted files and fill the required parameters to commence installation. The 7th step you do is to create a database and assign user privileges at the database section of your domain host cPanel. So once you get this, we'll get on to business. So join me as we commence a live installation process. Once you visit the cPanel area of your acquired domain which has been hosted, you'll find a login interface that looks like this. This is your cPanel area. Once you have the login details, you can put in your username and supply your password. Once you do so, you have access to the cPanel area. I already have a collection of our user accounts here. Let's just use this, a cross web host. I have it logged on. I'll be launched to the cPanel dashboard. So you see exactly what you'll find with your host providers. There could be some tweaking depending on your host option, but all tools you'll find here are tools you can also associate with other providers. We have a section called files where you can find the file manager, which was mentioned in the steps that are required. Then we have another section labeled as databases. This is the section which you would require to create your first database name as well as your database user and assign the user privileges which are required. Now if you scroll down, you have the domain section. The domain section allows you to either create a subdomain, just like we mentioned. If you don't want to get installation done on your primary domain, you can now create a subdomain and get it done. So that's the tools we'll be working with. So join me as we set up our first white label SyndSocial portal. First, I would want to examine our file manager so that you get to know what a public HTML root is all about. Now there's the public HTML root. Now if you just acquired your domain and you've gotten it hosted, you want to install SyndSocial directly such that one wants to visit www.socialtraf.com, they will be seeing the login interface of your SyndSocial portal. Then you'll do well to double click to access the public _HTML directory. This is where you will drop your entire files, but you don't have any need for this. For our practice, we'll go back to our file manager and rather our domain section and create a subdomain, which is most likely what you are going to be dealing with more. So we go straight to our domain section, scroll down to our domain section. We have a subdomain, so click on subdomain here to create our subdomain. Great, so I want to create our first subdomain. Our first subdomain we want to call social traf. Let's just give it social traf. Great, so once you do that, you allow your parent domain name, which is already pinned to your account. Just like here, I have crosswebhost.com, which is a domain that has already been pinned to my account. Once you have that, it's going to create the link for you, socialtraf.crosswebhost.com. So I hit on create. Alright, so once that is created, we will have a directory created for it on our file manager, which I'm also going to access for you to confirm that. Great, so success socialtraf.crosswebhost.com has been created. So we'll have to go back. Upon going back, we want to access our file manager so that we can access the directory we've created. To do so, click on home to take us to the dashboard. Right. Alright, so now on our dashboard we can go straight to file manager. Right, so our file manager is up. Now you can see that a directory has been created. See the folder created here. Directory has been created as socialtraf.crosswebhost.com. You double click to access this directory. Great, so it is in this directory that we will now upload our SyndSocial white label package. So I hit on upload here. You can see the upload tool menu. So I hit on it. Great, so I need to select the file. I will have to locate the file on my local machine. I already have it up here, SyndSocial_white label. I'll upload it straight away. Great, so the upload is already on course. Alright, so that's great. It's already 100% fully uploaded. So I hit on go back to go to the file manager. Alright, so once you fully upload like this and it's not displaying, you can hit on reload to get the package displaying. Great, so you already have it here. So all you need to do now is to select on the package. I can right click to hit on extract, or you can come to the top menu here. You'll find extract, so you can hit on extract and it gets extracted. Great, so the files are successfully extracted. At this point you can choose to delete a white label, but let's leave it there. The next thing you do is go back to your home dashboard. On your home dashboard you locate your database. We want to create our first database as well as assign a user to our database. Alright, so we go straight and locate our database. Like database should be top here. Great, so we have databases. It's best you work with MySQL database wizard. So hit on SQL database wizard. So on SQL database wizard, let's just call this social traf. Social traf. Hit on next. So our new database name is going to be a crossweb_social traf. So I want to create a username. I can also use the same social traf. Let's see if the word will go through. Alright, so it didn't go through, so I have it as social T as my username. So my password, I can assign my choice password here. Great. I'll sign in my choice password here. Great, so once that's correct, I'll have now error flag in here. So very strong password. I hit and create user. Note we have our database name as social traf, and we have our username as social T. So hit and create user. Alright, so we already have a user, social T, a database, crossweb, social traf. So can hit on all privileges. You select all privileges. Remember, select all privileges, scroll down and hit on next step. Right, that's processing. Alright, great. So we've successfully created our database. We've created a user database, crossweb underscore social t, and we're adding to the database crossweb social trap. So you can copy this out on your sticker notes on your notepad. I have a sticker note here. I can just copy it out here. Say db. I have it as this. Then I have db user. I'm copying that out. I drop it there and there. So I have db user. Hit db user. I have it there. So I already have that detail. So what you now do next is to go to your address bar, your web browser. Under your web browser, let's open a new web browser. On my web browser, I go straight to www or http/socialtraf, the account we created. My account socialtraf.crosswebhost.com. Once I access the file, which the root file was installed, the installation layout will come up. Great. So this is our installation layout. Our extraction was right, so we now have our installation layout. So on our installation layout, we have a database host as local host. That's okay. Then our database name, remember we already have database name as social traf, so you copy this out. Great. Then you come down here to paste it. So we already have it pasted here. Then the next is database username. You already have database username on the trap here. So we have database username. We copy that. Right. So you come to database username. You paste it. Then apply a database password, which you applied. Great. So once we hit on next, if all parameters provided are correct, we should be able to cross the stage. Great. Now have success here. We have now customize your SyndSocial to suit your brand. So you have your name here already. We have a name as social traf. So have it as social traf. Now email, you could have it as support@socialtraf.com. Let's say that's the email you created with. Then you provide your password. You repeat same password. You have hit on next. Great. So have congrats. Your account is now set up. You have to log in to customize your app. So we log in again. We created a password, or we use a password which was, so we have it as socialtraf.com. So have a password. Great. So here we log in. If you're right, should be able to have access. Great. So you now get to a layout where you need to apply your license key, which you've gotten to activate your account. So I already have an unused license key here, so I copy this out. I drop it here. I paste it to see validate key. Great. So your license is now verified. So we can now log in again with our details. Great. Let's log in. So I can remember it, since I'll have to be logging in often. Great. So I'm being launched straight to my dashboard. Great. So this is the SyndSocial under your product name. But let's now see how you can further customize SyndSocial so that it has a total brand touch of your product. So go straight to app configuration. I believe you're already familiar with all these are the menus which you have as a dashboard: manage users, as well as manage CTE images, as well as create image posts, create your managed posts, and opt-in API integration. So let's go straight to the app configuration to fully brand SyndSocial white label portal to become our choice brand. Great. So we have brand name. So we want to change the brand name to become Social Traf. Right. So we have that there. Right, so on the next section, we'll see how to add our logo. Already see the SyndSocial logo, so we want to get this overwritten with our choice brand logo. So hit on File. I want to pick a SyndSocial folder, so I have a logo which I want to use. I select that. And notice that the logo is on PNG. PNG allows us to have a transparent background. So I hit on Save. So I hit on Upload selected logo. Right, initializing. Great, so our new logo is uploaded. We have SyndSocial Trap. So you go straight down. We have already, let's pick our brand name again. We have Social Trap. Great, so our asset link, to pick your asset link, you need to go back to confirm your root directory. Notice that this is your asset link. So you have that assets.com. So all you need to do is to copy this URL here, the addressing, copy it and put /assets. So you come back to your configuration and come back to your configuration and drop it here. Have /assets. Right, so we have it there, so you could have it as HTTP here. Great, so have it that way. Then our application home URL, we have it as HTTP. You can copy the whole here. That makes our application URL. You can copy and paste it here. Great. So the next is our Facebook application ID. Let's quickly see how to acquire our Facebook application ID. So to access your Facebook application URL or ID, you visit developers.facebook.com. On developers.facebook.com, you have your app, so click to connect to our application ID. So let's connect to one of it here. Already you can see on this application I have application ID here. So all you need to do is copy this application ID. You come back and drop it into your SyndSocial white label portal. So hit on Save Settings. Great, so white label portal is fully ready. Social Trap no longer SyndSocial. So you already have your portal set up to start promoting as Social Trap. And now another thing you also need to have in mind is adding users. You could have manage users, adding users, which will be managing Social Trap activities on the portal. You could have an option of adding just users or adding another admin to yourself. So hit on Add New User. Add New User gives you the layout which you can set up other users which can be accessed in this portal. So you could have other users as Jensen Mac. Great, so we have email Jensen at socialtrap.com. You have phone numbers +44, numbers +4789634113. Great, so you apply the password for inside. Then you repeat the password for this user for inside. So you have the option of making this user just a user or an admin. So if you make it an admin, it has the admin user privilege. You can just make this user a user which can be logging in to conduct normal image post or video post which drives traffic to create a responsive list. Great, so you now have the user was created successfully. So if you hit on manage users again, you can see the details of the user. So we have it here. You can choose to edit the user or you can choose to delete the user. So you can go as well as adding an admin user. There is a need to get that done. So you add as much users as you would want to be managing or to be using the Social Trap portal along with you. So you could also set up a process where you sell out user accounts for a certain subscription payment. Once they do so, they can now own an account to be generating traffic from their several social accounts using just one portal, connecting it to several users. So that's how great you can make money from the SyndSocial white label portal, making it become your own brand product. So we can now log out here and see uh, login interface. Great. So we now have Social 12 as a login interface. The new user created can also log in here. You can have it here, created Johnson. Great. So we now log in using the password we provided Pro Insight. So once you log in as the new user created, you'll notice that the user has limited menus, no longer has access to add users because it's just a user. It's coming up. Great. So the user is now launched straight to creating image posts, creating video posts, and managing his posts, as well as managing call to actions. So that's how great our SyndSocial portal is, making it become your own portal.